Hi, this is Tara, and this is your happy horoscope for the Libra season. I apologize, I'm a couple of days late. Libra, the sun moved into Libra a couple of days ago on September 22nd, and it brought with it the autumnal equinox, bringing in a whole new season. Welcome to fall. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Certainly the weather seemed to have gotten the message very quickly, although I suspect we'll get a little bit warmer again before we know it. Anyway, so Libra season. Libra is really interesting in the zodiac. It is the only member of the zodiac that is not represented by a living or basically a living sort of a being or something like that as a symbol. It's actually represented by the scales. And when I was meditating on Libra and what it meant for us this year and at this particular time in the world, it really felt to me like the scales are so important right now. And you think about, when I think about like an old-fashioned scale, and the reason that, as best as we know, the reason that the scales represent Libra is because that's what the constellation looks like up in the sky. And, thinking about the scales, it's really such a simple machine comprised of only a few parts. And you've got a base, you've got a pillar, you've got a beam, and then you've got those pans, right? And the base and the pillar never move. Those stay constant. It's the beam that moves the pans. And what I'm getting a very strong energy towards is being your own base and pillar, being your constant. Our lives get out of balance all the time. I can tell, sometimes we do it deliberately. We take a vacation, or we change our daily routine. Maybe instead of coming home from work, we go to a show. Maybe we take a vacation, then we go to a show, and before you know it, the week has gotten away from you, and you're like, wait, what happened? And that's how things have been for me personally lately. Things have just been out of balance, and that's okay. We're not meant to constantly be in a fixed state. We're meant to go back and forth. And it's kind of fun to put yourself out of balance, to do things a different way, to do something that you don't always do, to go someplace you've never been. And that's what being alive is all about. Experiencing things that we haven't experienced yet, or experiencing them again, because even if you go back to something, do the same thing, it's never the same, right? Every single moment in time is different. But for your well-being, there needs to be a balance, and you are meant to be, or what will help us during this Libra season is to think about our base, think about our pillar, and think about how we can keep that steady no matter what's going on with the beam and the pans. And how when we are off balance, even if it's for good reasons, whether we've put ourselves there or life has put us there, work throws us off balance, traffic throws us off balance, the cosmos can throw us off balance, right? I mean, right now we're in a place where 6 planets are in retrograde, and we do feel that. I mean, we feel Mercury the most, but any planet that goes retrograde, you do feel a slight difference in the way that things are operating, and it can be jarring, and it's going to set your scales, a wiggling. Your beam is going to start going, but you want to hold steady to your internal balance, and that's why this is a perfect time, especially with so many planets in retrograde. It's a good time to go within and find that balance within yourself, and kind of recalibrate yourself if that's what is needed right now. Maybe you're good, maybe you're exactly, everything is just, you feel perfect, and if you do, that's great. but in the next moment, maybe you do feel a little off. And when you do, you want to focus, take a moment and focus on your base, your what is your base, the root chakra, your home base. What makes you feel steady and balanced? Could be people, it could be places, it could be a lot of things. Especially with Libra, because Libra is a very relationship oriented energy. Everybody loves a Libra. They're so nice. They're fun and they're generous and you know, they're very fair and they're very kind and they're very easy to get along with. It can be a hard world for Libras though, because the world is not always like that. And Libras really feel that. They feel that when there's an imbalance, when there's injustice, when things just don't seem fair. But then you've got to find that within, you know, what I'm talking about here is finding that balance within yourself so that when you go out into the world, you can attract that back to you. Anything that you want in life, and this is perfect to talk about while we're manifesting during the new moon, and this is a wonderful new moon for manifesting. But first, go inward before you start seeking outward for whatever it is that you're looking for. Because once you've got that balance, once you've got that peace, that sense of love, once you are in love with yourself and your situation, where you are, who you're with, whatever's going on, once you are feeling in love with that and in balance with that, then you are going to attract more of it to you. And then your outer world is always going to fluctuate, but your inner self, you want to kind of keep like a core, if you will, keep a base of well-being. And that's what I think Libra is all about. And I think in this particular time, when we're, you know, when the universe, the cosmos, our Earth is coming to a place of balance. Soon it will be imbalanced. Soon you know, there'll be more dark than light and more, you know, that kind of thing. But right now we're still in kind of that place where there's equal amounts of both, almost, not quite. If you're scientific and you know exactly, don't call me out, okay? Because I'm not. I'm just talking about the energy of what I'm feeling going on right now. And if you're feeling that grit, that's, you know, how to manage it. And you know, this is what I'm working with, is kind of holding on to that base and kind of steady, you know, keeping my base and my pillar steady so that everything else can even itself out, which it will, because everything always does. As always, we're using, for our reading for the Libra season, we're using the Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle, which is like my favorite deck in the whole world. Use that for our base reading. I took Libra out of the deck because we've already got that energy surrounding us. I did draw an extra card for the new moon, and then for our like bonus card, like what the energy is going on, I'm using the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. I love this because I think it really, it's a very earthly, and again, Earth, you know, Earth is very much in balance, right? The seasons, the way that Earth kind of regenerates itself and that kind of thing, it recalibrates itself constantly to keep a certain rhythm that keeps the earth in balance and in peace. And we want to match that. We are creatures of the earth. And that's what I love about that deck, is it's very much about earth, but it's also about all those little unseen things too, all the little magical parts of earth that you may not see, but hopefully you feel and know that they're there. So, okay, so let's take a look at our cards. The first card would be the energy that's moving away from us, and that card is Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius-Gypsy is wild energy. It's like anything goes with Sagittarius. It's fire. Actually, Sagittarius and Libra get along really well together. Any air and fire signs work well because they feed each other. feels like this energy is moving away from us, and it's kind of it's the energy of chaos. And chaos, again, it's a personal thing. Whatever's going on out in the world, you don't have to react to it. It's more about having an internal calm and not allowing the outside chaos, the constant fluctuations, the constant movement, the constant changes to affect your well-being. And that's what your course should be all about. It's about feeling good. If you're not feeling good, then something's not right. And that's what you always want to be doing, is feeling good. It could be the chaos is the thing that makes you feel good, and maybe you need to attract more chaos into your life. That's all. We're all different individuals, and everybody has different elements that make them feel really good. But I think that this is about whatever is feeling off to you, whatever is feeling a little chaotic, that's going to be moving away and allowing you to kind of have a calm, if you will. All right. Where we are in the present moment. Oh, I love this. The higher heart chakra, show compassion. I was just talking about this earlier today. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. We're all in this together. All right. That driver who just cut you off, they didn't mean to do it. They really didn't. Okay. Their minds are someplace else. Now, maybe they're not, that's them. We're talking about you. And this is a time for you to really be thinking about the compassion that you show for yourself, the compassion that you show for others. And when you can be in a state of peace, when you can let others, and others that are not, that are maybe in that kind of chaotic, reactive, wild, crazy kind of thing, when you can allow that to happen and still be understanding and compassionate and be kind to them and be kind to yourself, that's a very strong, centered base that is always going to feel good. Okay. And I think that's why this card is coming up right now. It's about being kind to ourselves first. And then being kind to everybody else, and because you don't know what's going on with other people and with other situations and that kind of thing. So, and especially like when, with Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of wild energy out there and things happen, and just give yourself a little bit of break, give yourself some peace. You know what? Whether, do it both internally and do it externally too. Instead of rushing around or whatever, sit and read a book or go and do something that you love to do. Mercury retrograde is a wonderful time to rediscover things that you might have forgotten, things that you used to do that you stopped doing, or things that kind of moved out of your life, and whether they're activities or people or whatever it is. Mercury retrograde is a wonderful time to go back to things that you love and kind of take another look at them and maybe bring them back up into your life and see how they can support your well-being here and now. It's not about what happened then, it's about here and now and where you are in this particular moment. So show compassion to yourself and to others and to every situation, and you will always feel good and in balance. And then the last card, where the energy is taking us. Ophiuchus, jealousy. So this card has come up before. So Ophiuchus is kind of the 13th zodiac sign. I don't particularly go with that. I kind of stick with the original 12, but I understand it, and I understand the energy that it brings with us. And what's interesting about this energy is that, when jealousy comes up, and that sounds it doesn't sound good or friendly. But in this particular case, it's more about not being jealous of others, maybe almost being so comfortable with yourself and where you are and just being so happy and content that something like jealousy isn't even something that you think about. It's in a way, I almost wish the cards were reversed, but not necessarily, because really it's the chaos that needs to be moving away from us at this particular time. It's, we need to come to a time, and if you look at it, what's really interesting here is the symbol here is the staff with the serpent, which is it's an ancient symbol of the Druids, and the Druids were healers. And now it's a symbol of doctors, again, healers. And I think that this is a card all about healing. It's about healing anything that is making you feel as if you don't have enough. It's healing whatever it is that will make you feel whole and content where you are, and know that wherever you're going, it's just going to keep getting better. You're great right now. You're going to move forward, and it's just you're bringing more good stuff into your life, and I think that's what this is about. While you're working with your higher heart chakra, while you are being kind to yourself, being kind to others, and showing all that compassion, that's very healing energy, and that healing can bring you to a place where you're just so content that you don't have any need for jealousy, in whether it's within you or whether you're hoping that other people are not feeling jealous of you, because you want them to be happy in their own state. You want to be content. You want them to be content. And I think this is, what we do now is just going to bring more healing to us as we move forward. And all of that, healing that we're feeling is just, it's all part of our well-being. Okay. So let's take a look at our, okay. So the Sacred Oracle brought up the raven spirit truth. So ravens are messengers from earth to the higher heavens. And you know what, the truth is always so liberating. It's a very, I know I'm getting lost here for a second. Sorry about that. So be open to messages that are coming. All right. Be open to insights that come during this time. While Mercury is retrograde, Mercury is the messenger. Okay. So things may come to you. You may get messages, insights, intuition, just a feeling, something that, don't ignore it. Pay attention to it, because it's the truth, and it's telling you what you need to know to feel good about yourself. And the truth is that you're okay. We're all okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is always working out for you, for all of us. And that is the base of well-being. And whatever messages come that can give you that sense of well-being, that truth, those messages are coming to you. Just be open to them and listen to everything that is around you. It may come from above, it may come from here, whatever it is. Just be open to your truth of, that you're well and happy, and everything is going exactly the way that it's supposed to for you. Okay. I'm getting, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting off of that card. And then let's take a look at our new moon in Libra, and that, okay, enlightenment, the crown chakra. Okay. These go very, look at, first of all, I can't show you this, but we've got a lot of purple going on here, right? A lot of crown chakra energy, a lot of enlightenment. And it all kind of flows through the energy centers. So whatever information, what you think is your truth. If you think you're okay, then you're okay. And that's what this is letting us know. That's what this is reminding us, okay? You're the one who's in control. You're the one who is holding the base and holding the pillar and holding everything steady, no matter what is going on with those scales. They could be lopsided, they could be upside down, it doesn't matter. If you are keeping yourself focused and centered and steady on your well-being, on your happiness, then everything else will flow exactly the way that it is supposed to for you. And you will always feel good. That's what enlightenment, that's what the energy that's coming through the crown chakra this particular time. That's what it wants you to know. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Sorry I was a little late. I will try to be back before the full moon. I believe it's in Aries, but I might be wrong with that, so don't hold me to it. At that time, yeah, so I'll be back before the full moon, and we'll talk a little bit more about where the energy is and how you're feeling, and I hope that you're feeling really good, and I hope you're being really good to yourself and to others, and that's what we're all here to do. Okay, so have a very happy Libra season. Enjoy your autumn, and wishing you love and light.